Hey, Mark Meldrum, Meldrum's Monster Garage, out here in the garage. It's snowy outside, and if you've been following me for quite some time, you'll know that I started with this 66 Malibu over here, put a new chassis under it, a new motor, L99, all aluminum motor, 6-speed transmission, and we got everything running, and everything was looking pretty good till we got to the end of the summer, and was driving down the road, and the motor stopped. And I suppose I wasn't looking at the oil pressure too good, because upon breakdown, this could be one of two things, and we'll talk about that. Got the cover off now, and working with number 10 bolts, the famous, infamous number 10, and we've got for the oil pump, which is right here, got 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's take those off. All right, so we got the front part of the engine apart here. You can see we've got the camshaft out, the oil pump off, all that good stuff. So here's what I suspect happened. This is the oil pump, and all you big block guys not familiar with how this works is on LS motor, it's mounted to the front of the motor here, okay? And the oil comes in through this port right here, okay? And the pickup tube goes in there, has an O-ring that seals, okay? Comes into the oil pump. Of course, we got a cover that goes over this too. And comes in and into the big port. And as we go around the gerotor here, squishes till the pressure increases, and then it pushes it out. And then what we have is in this little doojab here, this is the pressure relief valve. Okay, and this is where I suspect we have the issue with this particular pump. Here's the pressure relief valve, and it goes into this hole here. It's got a screws in there. The spring, of course, has tension on there, and basically what I think has happened is, as I look real close to this, I see some scoring on here, and I think what happened was this got hung up in here, and when it got hung up, it wasn't going back and forth so that pressure could be increased. It was just going right to a bypass, which shot it right back into the oil pump again. So then we get, since this is hung up, I know you can't, it's hard to see in a video, and I don't have great lighting out here, but I've rotated this around a few times, and you can see where there's some scoring, and I can even feel it with my nail as I go across there. So this probably got hung up, went into bypass, and then of course we're not circulating oil through the engine. And on a LS engine, what happens is it goes from the oil pump all the way to the back of the engine, goes through the oil filter, and then starts to work its way back to the front of the engine. And you can see I took the bearings off here. This is the crank with no bearings, and you can see that number 1 isn't too bad. Number 2 is scorched, and of course the rod bearings are scorched there. I haven't taken the rod bearings apart back here, but I suspect they probably look okay. I did take the camshaft out. The camshaft is sitting over here. It does not look too bad. It does not look too bad at all. The only thing I saw was some scoring right up here. This is the front part of the motor, and you can see it in the bearing here. You can see some scoring there. So this bearing's going to have to come out too. We are going to replace the camshaft because the 2012 Camaro that was the donor for this car had displacement on demand, and that would take cylinders out. And basically you got a special oiling system that controls the roller lifters. So I'm going to change the camshaft out, take that displacement on demand out of the circuit, and they make kits for that. So we'll buy one of those kits. Been watching a lot of videos on how to take these things apart and how to put them together and all sorts of stuff. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to build this monster motor here. We're basically going to stick with a stock system. And I've been looking at different camshafts, either for Summit or from Texas. I believe it's Texas Motorsports. I will give them a call on Monday and see what's up with them. Just basically go with a stock cam, maybe a little bit more. But the heads look great, the springs are great, you know, valves look great. I'm not going to mess with the heads on this. If I go to higher horsepower camshafts, we'd have to change out springs and maybe rod lengths and all sorts of stuff there. But anyway you cut it, right now I'm looking at about a minimum of $1,500. And Meldrum's Monster Garage, with Christmas right around the corner, really can't afford that kind of hit right now. So it's about $1,500 in parts between new crank and new camshaft and all sorts of miscellaneous bearings that need to go back into this. And I certainly don't have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, but hey, help me out and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Maybe we'll start earning some money, but there's no money coming in from YouTube. You got to have at least 1,000 subscribers. So kind of on my own here as far as putting money back into this thing. So I'm kind of tapped out when it comes to this car. And with COVID, Patty hasn't been working, so we've been down to just my income and not a lot of money to put into the cars out here. That's why you see me working on Mike's projects quite a bit, because the fence business has been good. So Great Lakes Fence have been doing good, so we've been investing in some of his cars, which has been a lot of fun. But anyway, I'll quit crying the blues here. We'll get this thing, we'll get the block over to K&B and have him clean it up and take, probably install some camshaft bearings for me and get some opinions from Kenny. He's a great engine builder. I would like to put the motor back together. Like I said, the crank is shot on this. I'm not going to spend money on that crank. I'll get another one. And that's how we'll go as far as that goes. And like I said, I'll get some advice out of him, and we'll see where we go with this. So, oh, woe is me. But hey, we'll keep bringing you videos out here. Click on the subscribe. Maybe we'll get to 1,000 viewers. Maybe we'll get some cash coming in here, pennies. But that would be cool. Anyway, we'll keep having fun out here all winter long in Meldrum's Monster Garage, and we'll keep expenses to a minimum. So that's all I got today. See ya.